Hello everyone. We're going to continue a bit of Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. Is this too loud, for one thing? Because I had to turn it down. A little? How's that? Hello Eric, hello Bunny! Of course, Tara. Good. Alright. I'm going to continue with Azran Legacy. From now on, Azran Legacy is going to return back on Saturday, and we're going to play Super Mario RPG Remake on Sunday. Now, the only reason why I did it on Saturdays is because the launch was actually on Friday, and I didn't want to wait that long to start playing it. So I want to get ahead onto it, and I'm doing things a little bit differently. I want to make sure my stream is a little bit different from everyone else's. And I want to try to at least keep it as close to the original gameplay from The Legend of Seven Stars that I'd already done. That way there's kind of there's a little bit of a contrast when you watch the VODs for The Legend of the Seven Stars and the remake. But there should be some similarities to how I play it. Of course, it's not going to be one-to-one because there's some extra features into it. So, alright, now let's get on with the game then. Let's see. We are still working out on a schedule for this week because this is the week of Thanksgiving. So that means we're not streaming on Wednesday, Thursday. Possibly we'll be streaming on Friday. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be finishing up the final station on Tuesday. So I believe that we're going to have one tomorrow and Tuesday. But we're not going to have one on Wednesday or Thursday. Alright, and we're going to continue. So far, Emmy runs into a beautiful and clairvoyant acquaintance and agrees to look after Keats the puzzle cat. After she rejoins the others, they all hurry back to the Bostonius, anxious to share their news with Targent with Sycamore. Alright, let me take a look at what's in here. Okay. That's good. That's good. So that keeps me in line with this one. Okay. So let's do this. This should be, yeah, there should be 3. Start with that. Alright, wow, crazy. Alright. Okay. I believe I need to go down 1. And no? Okay, there is a fence there, so that means I need to go up 1. Okay, that's what I needed to do. Good. Let's pick up. Go all the way down. Roll it here. Okay. Now roll it. Now to put this up. And I think this is what I need to do. All right. All right. Now, that's done. Okay. So now we need to take the bus. Now where should we go? We're going to go to Gressenheller. So we're going to go here. And we're going to talk to Delmonica. Oh ho, Herschel, my boy. I've been looking all over the place for you. Didn't we just get pardoned in the last stream? Because we were heading and getting and leaving to go on an investigation. Or whatever they called it. Dean Delmana. Is this about my sabbatical? Oh no, nothing like that. It's just my granddaughter has sent me another puzzle. And you did so well on the last one. Won't you have a look at it before you whiz off on your trip? I guess we don't have much of a choice. Alright. A little girl is eagerly awaiting a delivery of flowers from this ball-riding clown. And it's up to you to guide him to her. Assign the 4 commands. Jump a square. Go forwards. Turn right and turn left. To the 4 animal symbols to plot the clown's route. Can you help the clown deliver the flowers without falling off the platform? Alright, so I'm assuming this is jump, this is go up, this is go right, and go left. So which means the clown is on a ball. So in other words, if he goes on one of these tiles, he's got to perform that action there. So every time he lands on that platform, he's got to get to this girl, I believe. Who looks strange, but I'm not going to judge. So, the first tile is going to be a bear. So do we turn right on the bear, or what do we do? What? Are you sure? No, I had to put those arrows in the box. Well, if we listen to what is said, a little girl is eagerly awaiting a delivery of flowers from this ball-riding clown. and it is up to you to guide him or him to her. Assign 4 commands: jumpy square, go forwards, turn right, and turn left to the 4 animal symbols to plot the clown's route. Can you help the clown deliver the flowers without falling off the platform? Alright, so what do we want to do with the bear? Yes, that's where you start. Because you are this guy, and you have to go all the way to here. Which means we have to assign a direction to each one of these panels. It looks like I've got a few drop frames. It picks a day when the internet wants to go kaput. So that means if I did that, if it turns left, then it goes to the bunny, and I turn right, then I have to turn left here. So which direction should I turn the elephant? And you got to keep in mind, I can only assign 1 to each. I can't because I'm going off the edge. Are you No, that's jumping a square. I have to jump a square. Okay. Go straight across for the bear. So if I do that, then I got the rabbit. What do I turn with the rabbit? Because I'm going to have to turn or jump a square with the rabbit. Okay, that puts me down to the elephant. Okay, that puts me to the cat. Okay, that puts me to the bear. And the bear is straight, so that takes me right over the edge. Okay. So I'm going to do that. So what does that do? Okay, so what if I did this for the rabbit? It puts me right onto the cat, right? So what if I do this for the cat? Where does that put me? And if I do this for the elephant? And that's going straight, so that puts me all the way to the cat. And then I got to turn right at the cat. So
You know, I think this may be it. Puzzle solving is
Colorful.
a most gentlemanly
Yes,
pursuit.
very colorful. You're no clown. The commands need to be assigned as follows. Cat turn right, bear turn left, rabbit go forwards, elephant jump a square. The little girl is very grateful for her flowers. Ah, so that was it. Excellent, Herschel. My little darling will be delighted. Dean Demona, I have a feeling that your granddaughter is smarter than you are. So she needs to go to college, become a professor, and she needs to take your job. Alright. Maybe that was a little harsh, but I think I'm being honest on that one. I don't know why it's buffering. Yeah, because we're losing frames. Alright. Strange enough, I'm not having any buffering issues on Twitch. And I don't see any problems on Kick. Eric, have you seen the stream buffer at all on Twitch? Yeah, Eric says he's not seen anything. No pixelation or anything? Okay. It seems like Twitch is doing alright. Yeah. We are. And it's affecting YouTube. So we know there's a problem on YouTube. That means Restream is having issues. Or at least should be. I don't seem to be... I am dropping frames now. Okay. Yeah, so YouTube is affected, but for some reason it's not happening on Twitch. I'm over at 4,000 drop frames. Hey, Gameplay Boy. 4162 frames drop. There's the Twitch link. If you guys have Twitch, there's so much lag, bro, because we're losing frames. Little Turtle, if you've got Twitch, the link for Twitch showed up. And I don't see any... What? I don't know how you... I don't know. Alright. You're gonna move to Twitch? Alright. Let me know how it goes on Twitch. Getting yelled at by XSplit. No, it hasn't disconnected yet. It's just telling me that there was a huge spike drop. Cause now I'm at 5,000 right now. All right. So the bit rate. You moved to Twitch? Is it still buffering on your end? The stream is better now. Kick doesn't seem to be having any effect either, so... which is weird. If no more loading screens. If anything, I'll probably download the VOD and put it on YouTube. All right. A bit dark in this alley, isn't it? I'm not very good in dark places, but I can't exactly admit that to the chief. Being dark doesn't make it any more or less dangerous, you know. Yes, ma'am. That's what the chief inspector said too. He's big on mind over matter and logic and all that. Like with this case. We had this case a while back where 3 fugitives were trying to escape on board a train. They each got into different carriages, but none of them hid in the first or last one. When we boarded the train in pursuit, The plan was to trap them by having a man in each carriage where a fugitive was hiding, as well as in the carriages on either side. In the end, the team we needed was the smallest it could possibly have been. How many officers were in the team? That was a lot to take in. Okay. So we had this case a while back where 3 fugitives were trying to escape on board a train. They each got into different carriages, but none of them hid in the first or last one. Okay. When we boarded the train in pursuit, the plan was to trap them by having a man in each carriage where a fugitive was hiding, as well as in the carriages on either side. Okay, so... well, then that means there's only 5 carriages.
Right, I'm all set. I'm in top form today.
Justice prevails. Only 5 officers were needed to ensure the fugitives had nowhere to run. Maybe those crooks should have spread themselves out a bit more. Oh, well done, well done. I really would like to know when. You're not too shabby at logic yourself, I see. Well, if you and the chief inspector can work out how to catch criminals, I'm sure I can stand guard in a dark alley for a bit. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, we're gonna go to Scotland Yard. Here we are, Scotland Yard. This building is quite imposing. Yes, Scotland Yard is the headquarters of the Metropolitan Police, who are in charge of protecting the entire city of London. I was a little surprised when I first saw the trailer. After playing Catriel, and I wanted to, I'm going to be streaming it, but I wanted to finish it on my own to find out whatever happened to Professor Layton. And from everyone else that has told me about the game and the anime, you never kind of find out. He just one day left. Yeah. I think the game is going to get delayed. Well, I don't know. If they don't give us any updates and stuff like that, we'll never know. I'm hoping to find some information on Targent here. They have a huge archive room, don't they? There must be something there. Professor, have you noticed that lady standing by the entrance? That's what I understand. And it was so convoluted. Trying to go through all the missions and stuff like that and trying to figure out all the puzzles and stuff like that. none of those puzzles had any correspondence to what you were actually doing. Okay. Oh, Inspector Grosky! What a treat to watch you pursuing criminals on your home turf. So at ease, so confident. I shudder to think of the danger you're in, but I know you'll crack this top secret case. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were there. You must be hoping to join the Clampets. The who? Not really, Miss Hannah. Hannah, you are president of Grosky's fan club, are you not? I don't suppose he disclosed details of his case to you. You want to ask me about Grosky? I know everything. For instance, even as we speak, he's out vanquishing an evil organization. It's just so thrilling. Gorgeous Grosky on a secret mission for justice, tracking down criminals while the city sleeps. Oh, do you suppose that was classified? Well, I'm afraid you'll have to solve this puzzle or join the Clampets. A girl receives a letter in a box from her mischievous but also heroic boyfriend. My dearest, darling Hannah B. Apprehending scoundrels keep me from you. But here is a token of my love. I know you'll unlock it before I see you tomorrow. A star of 10 lights bright as fire reveals my heart's truest desire. All my love, Clampy. Press 10 buttons and unlock the box. Game has the 10% of the charm from the older games, to be honest. I kind of felt that way too. So, there are 10 buttons I need to press. It's in the shape of a star from what I read.
Here's my answer. Critical thinking is the key to success.
Stellar. The 10 lights combine to create the shape of a star, opening the box and revealing a wedding scene hidden inside. Could this mean that the boyfriend is proposing? It all seems a bit far-fetched, doesn't it? Okay. You got a new garden for Bloomburst, Wonderland. Correct! Very well. I think I can trust you. I hope you can help. Things seem in a bit of a stir-up at the station. I don't want anything putting Grosky off his game. I think it's all related to this new mission of his. Oh, beloved Clamp. You set the world around you all aflutter, just as you do my heart. It appears that Hannah hasn't changed a bit. I bet she can sense Inspector Grosky's presence a mile away. That's scary. Her words about the police station being in turmoil do worry me, however. Something big is afoot. Yes, because Grosky is because whoever sent him on this mission is part of the organization, and they only did it to get him out of the way. At least that's my thought onto it. Anyway, let us go inside the and investigate. What? Not enough to notice. Because right now I'm at 59.25, and that seems to be stable. Not yet. You lied to me. Good. Alright, I skipped the puzzle. Let's go to the arrow dome. I'll get the Bostonius ready to fly when you finish off your business in town. But before you go, Professor, I thought you might like a puzzle to clear your mind. The Bostonius will soon be on the move again, and you'll need to work out its course and objective from here. Every stop the airship will make on the way is marked on the map, and all you need to do is indicate the route from its current location to its next destination, wherever that is. You can only move the airship adjacent to adjacent squares, and remember to stop regularly at fueling stations or you'll be in real trouble. Okay, I only have 4 moves. Okay. Before I have to take fuel. Okay.
Let's try this. Puzzles are a tonic for the mind.
Flying high. Navigation skills like these are bound to come in handy someday. You solved it effortlessly as always. Well then, if you'll excuse me, I shall return to my duties. Alright. So, I'm going to do this. Got a new bloom burst. Alright. So. Time to bloom. Perfect. Alright. Now, back to the bus station. Now actually go into Scotland Yard. Well, oh, it's the latest issue of Constabulary Tales. These magazines are much better than the ones at the dentist. I love police periodicals. They're always so exciting. Ooh, a form for reporting crimes. I just love reporting crimes. I don't think anybody loves to report crimes. Different time, different age. A gentleman would never give a false statement to a police officer. I don't think I can hide behind this. That's low, even for a desk. Well, if it isn't Professor Layton, good day to you, sir. Hello, Constable. What brings you here on this fine day? Are you here to see Inspector Grosky? Actually, I was hoping to consult some of Scotland Yard's case records. Do you think that would be possible? That sort of thing is stored down in the archives, sir. But after they're not accessible at the moment. I'm sorry, I can't give you any more details, Professor. Maybe a senior officer could give you permission if you ask, though. A senior officer? Somebody above Inspector Grosky, then? Who else do we know? Off the top of my head, the only other person I can think of is Detective Inspector Bloom. Oh yeah! Didn't he say he was a senior detective at Scotland Yard? Is this man a friend of yours? Well, he's a bit serious, but he and the professor solved a case together a few months ago. Very well. Let's inquire whether he is here. If it's, D.I. Bloom, you're looking for, you're in luck. He should be in his office. That's just down the corridor on your left, sir. Thank you, Constable. We shall go and see him immediately.
Professor Layton, this is a surprise.
It shouldn't be.
Good day to you, Detective Bloom.
Bot reacted to that.
I'm sorry that I had to leave Monte d'Or so suddenly. I was called back to London on an urgent matter.
That's okay. It must be really stressful to be a senior detective.
I must admit I've been extremely busy lately. We're in the midst of a somewhat delicate case. The whole department is in turmoil. But enough about that. Tell me, what brings you here today?
Well, I suppose the detective inspector gets to choose his own light fittings. Whoa! It looks like the light bulb is being skewered by a huge fork. This is exactly the kind of arty light I'd expect a top detective to have. I'm not sure what lighting has anything to do with it. Tara has kicked Tara Roberta. So, don't you do an exclamation kick? I've never seen a room decorated with gloves before. I suppose the gloves he puts in here are the ones he doesn't wear. A fine collection of gloves, worth a moment of any gentleman's time. I just turned on the light. Okay. That was weird. These files are all in order. He must be a very methodical man. Don't you wish your shelves were this neat, Professor? The sight of these tidy shelves alone gives you a measure of the man. That's pretty telling, Professor. Alright. I don't know what it means by hunt. I'm sure you didn't just come for an idle chat. You're right. We are currently in the middle of an investigation, for which we need to consult certain case records. However, it appears that we need special permission. To enter the archive? Well, since it's you we're talking about, I don't see any problem with that. In fact, I'd take you there myself if I didn't have a strategy meeting in a few minutes. I'll tell the officer to let you in. Take all the time you need. Thank you. That is most helpful of you. It's no trouble at all. Well then, I hope to see you again soon, Professor. Perhaps we can discuss archaeology next time. Yes, absolutely. Please excuse me then, gentlemen, ladies. Huh. Well, that was easy. Let's go. I know where the archives are. We go back to the lobby and then straight down the stairs at the back. Alright. We'll do just that. Ugh, it's a bit dingy down here, and it smells funny. If it's too unsettling for you, you can always wait upstairs, Luke. No, I can handle it. In fact, I bet I can find the records we need before you do, Emmy. Oh, really? Well, I can't resist a challenge. So, what are we looking for exactly? We know that Targent are after Azran artifacts, so let's look for any relevant reports on theft. Understood. But these archives are huge. Won't it take forever for us to search through everything? I suppose we'll have to divide the work between us and each take a different shelf. Luke, do you think you can manage alone? You can count on me, Professor. I'll search my section extra carefully, from one end to the other. Haha, I'm sure you will. In the meantime, I'm going to search for hint coins. I just found a confusing stamp. Whoa! Who leaves books lying around like this? Someone could trip and damage their spine! It sounds like someone's a fan of tidying up. Actually, I hate tidying up. It just bothers me when things aren't in their right place, that's all. Oh, don't say that. Tidying up can be fun. Take this puzzle, for example. Okay. Bibliophiling. This library has such a confusing system of arranging books. Even the librarians often give up and leave them in a trolley. The numbers next to and above each shelf indicate how many books should be in that row or column. Some books are a part of a series, so they're bundled together to make them easier for people to find. You can rotate these bundles if you need to. Can you shelve the books so that every row and column has the right numbers? Touch and slide books into the empty spaces on the bookshelves. If you need to rotate a bundle of books, touch it at the edge, then slide the stylus round. Just remember that each row and column must contain the number of books indicated next to or above it.
I've really thought about this one. I knew I'd get it right.
A job well done. All the books are right back where they're supposed to be. Well, at least until the next borrower comes along. See, that was fun, wasn't it? You must be a fan of tidying up now, then, eh? Whatever you say, Emmy. Look at these books, though. They're all detective novels. Surely it's not a good idea to keep fictional cases mixed in with the real ones. The light isn't much help, to be honest. True, they should get some extra bright bulbs. Clues will always glow brightly, even in the darkest of crevices. Who'd leave a pile of case files on the floor like this? Ha! This is the same filing system the professor uses. I suppose this magnifying glass must belong to a Scotland Yard detective. This shelf doesn't seem to have any theft reports at all. There's nothing on Targent on any of these shelves, Professor. We haven't looked in any of the shelves over on the other side, have we? Behind the stepladder, I mean? Let's have a look over there then. Aha, look at this, Professor. Have you found something? Is that about a robbery at the museum? Surely not the same incident that the police are investigating at the moment. No, not the same incident, but the same museum. It's certainly not the first time it's been robbed. Really? How many times has it been robbed? It looks as though this is the 5th theft to occur this year. That's a lot, isn't it? I mean, the museum has nice things, but still. According to this report, all the items that were stolen have since been recovered. So every time this thief stole something, they lost it again? Not a very good thief, are they? So, Professor, do you think the thief could be Descole? Descole? You don't mean Mr. I like to wreck things with mechanical monsters and dress up as a posh lady's Descole? Of course! Who else would I mean? He was definitely looking for Azran ruins. I bet he'd be low enough to steal things from the museum. And cunning enough too. Interesting idea, Luke. You may very well be correct. However, let us not rush to any hasty conclusions. I agree. As far as I can see, this report tells us nothing concrete. But, Professor, didn't you say that the police are currently investigating a theft at the museum? You're suggesting we simply go there and see what we can find out in person? Exactly. Seems the most practical course of action. Let's take a bus to Kensington High Street and walk from there. Alright, I need to find a hint coin. Are you on the candle? You're not. Good. That is quite the stack of papers there. I think someone fell asleep on it. It's covered in drool marks. This file contains details of other files stored in these archives. Okay. That wasn't technically a zoom. Alright. A spate of theft. Having gained special permission from Detective Bloom, we were able to search the Scotland Yard archives. We found nothing about Targent, but we did find some very intriguing reports about the closed museum. Seemingly, it has been burglared 5 times in the space of a year. The police are in the midst of conducting an investigation at the museum, but I think we ought to go there and ask some questions of our own. Alright. New collection. Confusing stamp. Stamp that produces a different pattern every time. A rather unsettling item. That is unsettling. Alright. Time to go. We are walking in a big old circle. We're going to Kensington. Okay. And then we're going to go... How irritating! I know there's something going on at the museum, but they won't tell me a thing. Missed publicity, if you ask me. What seems to be the matter, madam? Oh, what a suave, sophisticated man. Wait a minute. Aren't you the famous archaeologist, Professor Sycamore? What a perfect time for an interview. Stay right where you are. This will only take a few minutes of your time. Perhaps later. I beg your pardon, but I just overheard you talking about an incident at the museum. Oh, I see. You're digging for information. Well, I don't know if you have heard, but the police have closed down the museum. Just know something big is going on. There's a real scoop here, but they simply won't tell me anything. Not a single little tidbit of information. I see. Presumably the police have not completed their investigation yet. What's that got to do with anything? These officers usually take any chance they get to complain about their job. Not even my usual source won't tell me anything unless I solve his silly little puzzle first. I'm not getting anywhere fast. Well, can't hang about in London forever. If I can't get my story here, I'll just have to find one elsewhere. You display an admirable zeal for your work. Oh, you're too kind, Desmond. Here, before I go, let me give you this, a token of my appreciation. The World Times has been added to the trunk. A new article has been added to the World Times. The tireless traveling reporter, Daria Colm, has given you a scrapbook. Select World Times in the trunk to read through any articles you collected on your way around the world. What is this? That, my dear, is an invaluable journalist's scrapbook. You can use it to hold all my thrilling reports from around the world. I'll be on the road, so I can't tell you exactly when each new article will come out. Do keep an eye out for them, won't you? The World Times scrapbook contains reports of curious incidents and happenings from all over the world. It might be a little empty to begin with, but Daria will send you new articles as you progress in the story. Visit the locations mentioned in the articles, and you may happen upon some unbelievable discoveries. You may get to visit places you've never seen and even find some new puzzles. Be sure to check the World Times on a regular basis. Here you'll find the collection of interesting articles about events happening around the world. Touch an article to read it. Chippy draws huge crowds. A local fish and chip shop in London has reached unprecedented popularity. The daily queues are so long they require police supervision. Interesting. Alright. Well, obviously, I need to go to Gressenheller first. was fast. Wasn't it just? I found what I wanted in no time at all. The university library is much better organized than it was in my day. It used to be a real mess. Not that I cared much. Your father, the professor, and I spent more time there doing puzzles and studying. I can still remember some of them now. Luke, you like puzzles? Go on, try this one. After saving up her pennies for a whole year, this woman went to an enormous shopping spree. Starting at the supermarket entrance, she made her way around the shelves, picking up 14 items in total, and spending every last penny of the 5,000 she had brought with her. She didn't visit any shelf more than once, and she didn't buy any fish or mushrooms. What route did she take around the supermarket? Prices are shown in pennies to make things easier for you. Create a path from the start to the goal by touching items in the order that the woman put them in her trolley. The next item on the route must always be adjacent to whatever the woman just picked up. I guess we just go along like this.
Okay, here we go. Yes, I got it.
That's right. That was quite the shopping spree. Carrying it all back home can't have been easy. Yeah, that's a lot of crap. She's dropping crap. You got a new item of clothing. Chick loafers. That's right. Well done, dear. You're getting brighter every day. Huh. That was a piece of cake for a gentleman like myself, Mother. If you say so. Go on then, run along. Should I be able to do anyone's dress up now? Let me see here. Dress up. Let's go to the catalog. I got schoolboy cap, which is already being used. Bear hood. Tiny top hat. Attractive halter neck, dancer's top, Snow White jacket, which is being used, baby blue culottes, which is being used, diva skirt, fluttery maxi skirt, sturdy shoes, bunny slippers, special boots, chick loafers. Right now, Prima and Brenda are the only ones that I haven't done yet for the ones that are in this one right now. The other girl I completed. Simple scarf. Cat eye glasses. I think the scarf's already being used. I don't have that yet. Brenda. Okay, I have that one. Okay, I have that one. I have that one. I have that one. I don't have that one. Those, I only have 3. We already did one of them. Yes. So I don't have anybody new yet. Okay. So that means I can't do anybody's outfit right now. Alright. Alright, so go back to Kensington. Oh, whoa. I let Grosky slip from my mind for just a minute, and now I've lost him. He's a fast runner, but I've always managed to keep up so far. What a fool I've been, letting a puzzle distract me from my love. And to top it off, I haven't even managed to solve the bewildering little thing. After visiting the florist on the first floor of a hotel, this man can be found by the lift sporting a massive bunch of roses and an agitated expression. He's planning to propose to his girlfriend, who is waiting for him on the 25th floor. To calm his nerves, he starts thinking about the lift he's about to take. If the lift takes 15 seconds to go from the first floor to the 5th floor, how many seconds will it take for him to reach the 25th floor? You know, it's going to take a lot longer if you've got to think about that. I like the fact that they're in a theater setting, watching the movie, and now they're just waving at us. So, just to prevent anyone from doing any kind of math.
I've got a good feeling about this one. All in a day's work.
That's right. From the 1st floor to the 5th floor, you go up 4 floors, not 5. And from the 1st floor to the 25th, you go up 24 floors. If 4 floors take 15 seconds, 24 floors take 6 times as long. 90 seconds, which is over an hour. It seems a bit lazy for the man to buy flowers at the hotel, though. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and assume it's an impromptu proposal. Is this a connection to one of the other puzzles I did? Because he's actually in that puzzle. Oh, it's so simple. Yeah, it was one of your puzzles. Well, thank you. Now I can get back to work collecting material for the new edition of Clamp Uncovered. It's going to be an exciting edition. Did you hear about Grosky's run-in with that gang of thugs? He sent them packing, of course. It is troubling, though. I wonder if Grosky needs a little extra help. Yes, he does. He needs to... Alright, let's see. So, walking up. I'm sorry, sir. The museum is closed to members of the public at this time. Move along. Professor, they still won't let us in. What are we going to do? Oh, look who it is. Luke! Herschel? What a surprise. What brings you here? Dad! Clark, it's good to see you. Actually, we're hoping to investigate certain matters in the museum, but it appears to be closed. You're investigating? Fancy that, so am I. Good day, Dr. Triton, is it? Go on in, please. Just a moment, please, Constable. What is it you're investigating, Dad? The curator noticed something odd about some items that were recovered from being stolen. He asked me to examine them. That sounds important. Please don't let us keep you. Not at all. When we bumped into each other. Perhaps if I help you get into the museum, you'll be able to help me too. I'll need to get straight to work, but come and see me when you found whatever it is you're looking for. If you'd like to get some background on our case, have a chat with the policeman outside. They should get you up to speed. Piecing this together must have been a great puzzle all by itself. I'm sure it was. Not my field of expertise, but fascinating all the same, I'm sure. This is the best fossil in the whole wide world. There, I said it. Every time I see this, I just think it's a normal lump of rock. It's amazing. We still don't know where this meteorite came from. I do wonder if we'll ever solve all the mysteries of the universe. How can there be another robbery? What were the guards doing? Ever since that first incident, we've been giving them special training, and we've improved all their security protocols. Maybe somebody knows when the guards change over or what their routes are or something. I beg your pardon, young man, but that's impossible. We anticipate such risk in theft cases. All information about the guard rotation is strictly confidential and heavily protected. We do a background check on every guard in the building. Even then, we tell them only what they absolutely need to know. And yet something was stolen. I don't understand it. Did you hear? We haven't caught the thief. But we got all the stolen items back. That's what counts, eh? I think trying to get the thief is what counts even more. It's certainly something. How did the items come to be recovered? Can't say exactly. Us grunts don't get all the details in cases like this, but I'm sure it was a seamless operation. We have the best officers in the country at Scotland Yard, you know. Cream of the crop. That leads me to believe that somebody on the police is stealing it and making it look like they recovered the items and then going back to stealing some other items in there. So I think we should be investigating people on Scotland Yard. But you haven't caught the thief? Well, it's only a matter of time, miss. You mark my words. This is getting us nowhere. We really need some concrete information. Perhaps we should talk to Clark. I can't see him. Where did he go? Down that corridor, I believe. I would rather like to know what it is he is examining. Let's go. Are you trying to tell me that there's another one here? I found 3 of them. A machine from ancient times. A curious shape, isn't it? Could this thing fly? It does not appear so. It looks more like a helicopter than anything else. Alright. Herschel, perfect timing. Have a look at this. Is that? It's one of the items the police recovered. Well, you can see for yourself. Ah, that's a terrible shame. It is indeed. It was an extremely valuable archaeological find that merited closer study. It's an anachronistic. You see. Anachronistic? It does not belong to its time. Perhaps the technology is far more advanced than one would expect. Ah, I see. Anyway, the museum intended to restore the artifacts as best they could, and then put it back on display. But the curator noticed something odd when comparing it to the catalog photos. As I was part of the dig team that unearthed the artifacts, he asked me to have a look. I see. And what is your conclusion? Oh, it's very puzzling. What is it, Dad? I believe there's some fake pieces mixed in with the real ones. Huh? What? But why? I don't know. I've only just finished identifying all the fake pieces. Here, Herschel. You were always good at this kind of thing. Why don't you have a look? Make sure I haven't missed anything. Certainly. The police managed to recover this ancient artifact after it was stolen from the museum. Unfortunately, it has been broken. While examining the pieces to see if the artifact could be repaired, the curator noticed that some fake pieces were mixed in with the real ones. You have a photo of the artifact from the museum's catalog. Use it to identify the real pieces, then place them in the boxes for safekeeping. Okay.
Here's my answer. Critical thinking is the key to success.
Well reflected. Only 2 of the pieces are actually real. The fact that the photograph was developed the wrong way round made life difficult, but you got there in the end. The forger must have mixed in some real pieces by mistake. Ah, angel wings! Well, it appears that nearly all the pieces are fake. I know. I didn't want to believe it either. I almost hoped you might prove me wrong. There must be an explanation. Perhaps if we take a step back and review the information we have. Practical as ever, Herschel. Yes, let's think this through properly. Just say the word when you're ready. Deception at the museum. Upon investigation of the string of robberies that have taken place at the museum, it becomes apparent that some artifacts were replaced with fakes. Who could the culprit be? The police are at a complete loss, despite their best efforts. How did so many of those pieces come to be replaced by fakes? Alright. Actually, I think I want to go back there. But first of all, let's open the trunk, because I got a new thing for the dress up. So, we're going to start with Brenda. She wants this, and this. Well, Luke, have you finished my outfit? Here it is, Mom! What do you think? Goodness, this is wonderful! You really listened to what I wanted. And, oh, I adore those wings! Really? I thought they were a bit much. Not at all. Now I'd better get changed before your father gets here. Well, what do you think, you two? Yeah, like I said, it's a bit much. The whole lot. Just too much. You look absolutely stunning, Brenda. It suits you to a T. Do you really think so, Clark? I asked Luke to make me something special. I thought it would be a nice thing to wear for our wedding anniversary. What an excellent idea. I was just thinking that your outfit reminded me of when we first started seeing one another. Stop it, Clark. You're making me blush. I was thinking the same thing myself, though. You really do look like an angel, Brenda. I don't know what I ever did to deserve you. I think I'd better just leave them to it. As long as they're happy, I suppose. Fabulous. So Prima's the other one that I need. I don't have all the clothing for her. But I really was quick on Brenda's somehow. Incidentally, Herschel, is this. Of course. You've never met in person, have you? My apologies for not introducing myself earlier. I am Desmond Sycamore. Clark Triton. It is an honor to finally meet you, Professor Sycamore. I must admit, These are rather strange circumstances. No matter. As an archaeologist, I am as eager as you are to see this thief and vandal brought to justice. Yes, we'll help however we can. Clark, do you know anything about the other stolen artifacts? As a matter of fact, yes. I have here a complete case report from Scotland Yard. Let's see. All 5 artifacts were found on different dates, but always deeper than anything previously found in that area. The artifacts were all gifted by different donors, and they were all certified genuine at the time they were received. They were all very deep underground, so extremely ancient. Perhaps there was difficulty in assigning their origin? Yes, that is correct. None of the artifacts belong to any civilization known to have inhabited the area in which they were found. Professor, do you think? Yes, it appears highly likely that all of these artifacts were of Azran origin, and I have a fairly good idea who might be responsible for their theft. What do you think, Professor? Okay. It must have been Targent. I agree, and they are certainly capable of such thefts. Targent? An unscrupulous and powerful secret organization. The interest in the Azran leans towards the obsessive. They'd certainly have no qualms about robbing the museum then. So that doesn't explain how they did it. After the first incident, the police tightened the security on this place tenfold. All information about the museum was on a need-to-know basis, and they took particular care with the guard routes and timetables. I really can't imagine how a thief could have sneaked in and out unnoticed on 5 separate occasions. I think I have an inkling of how this was accomplished, Professor. I think I may have come to the same sorry conclusion. The multiple thefts prove it. Prove what? Please explain. Very well. Just exactly as I suspected. The culprits must be inside Scotland Yard. I don't see any other possibility. If only the police know about the guard rotation, the culprits must be one of them. Yes, that was my conclusion as well. Goodness. If that's the case, well, all bets are off. Something else bothers me though. That broken artifact? Where did the fake pieces come from? And could it be that all the recovered artifacts are fake? Dr. Triton, how difficult would it be to create copies that would fool the experts here at the museum? Very difficult. It's not just a question of time and money. You'd need archaeological expertise, gifted craftsmanship. All things that Targent have at hand, I'm afraid. What they didn't have was a way to return the fake artifacts to the museum without arousing suspicion. Unless... the policemen outside didn't seem to know much about the recovery of the artifacts. What if the police investigation was a sham? Make a show of conducting an investigation while the fakes are being made, then simply recover the artifacts once they're ready. That might actually work. If the culprit was indeed part of the police, as you suggested, I think I'm beginning to see the scope of it. No simple constable would have the power to accomplish this, though. No, the perpetrator must hold a position of influence. I believe Targent has a mole within the upper ranks of the police. Surely not. To think they could have infiltrated our institutions to that extent. Targent's power must be great indeed. You all right there, Dr. Triton? Have you discovered anything amiss? No. All is well, Constable, thank you. I'd like to continue examining these artifacts, though, if you don't mind. Please, Doctor. They're all yours, so to speak. I'm still searching the museum for clues. Give us a shout if you need anything. Yes, thank you. That was very prudent of you. Well, if there is really a mole within the police, we can't risk them finding out what we know, can we? No, indeed. There is no reason to doubt these men here, but we do not know who they might report to. I think our best course of action is to go directly to Scotland Yard. Yes, we must identify the mole as soon as possible without alerting them first. Let's take the bus straight there. Initially refused entry into the museum, we were truly lucky to have Clark show up and vouch for us. The police officers inside were keen to inform us that all the stolen items had been recovered. After studying one of the artifacts, however, Clark and I came to a startling conclusion. The recovered items were fake. Even worse, by considering the facts of the case, we realized that Targent must have an operative within the higher ranks of the police. Alright. So, let's go to Scotland Yard. Oh dear, what is it? What's wrong? Don't tell me. Vandalism? Cat up a tree? Attempted pedantry? None of the above, Constable. Actually, it would really help us if you knew a good place where we could get a bite to eat. Oh, absolutely! Any constable without a proper knowledge of the local digestibles doesn't know his badge from his elbow. Great, I'm starving! Let's see, if you're looking for a bit of gourmet cuisine, I'd have to recommend the local chippy, Trout and About. Ah, that's the chip shop that was mentioned in the World Times, isn't it? The one with a mile-long queue? Proud to be part of that queue, I am. You'll catch me there every morning 10:15 on the dot, or my name's not Bobby. 10:15 every morning. Don't you have a job to do? I resent the implication, miss. I'll have you know that I keep the peace in that queue. That's what the job's all about. Sounds like someone's making excuses. Oh, come on. Who wouldn't give their left arm just to get a taste of that crispy batter? That light and fluffy fillet. Oh, my glands. I'm convinced. There's only one way to redeem your good name, Constable Bobby. Show us the way. Yes, you see, the thing is, I can't. I mean, I'd love to, but it goes against my moral compass. I can't make that queue any longer than it already is. What? After telling us how nice it is, you're not even going to show us where it is? That's not fair. All's fair in food and drink, kid. Speaking of food and drink, want to try a puzzle about bridge construction? Ah, wow. That was nice of him. A storm has ravaged this village and destroyed the bridge, leaving the residents stranded. Can you help them build a temporary replacement out of scrap materials? Move and rotate the various pieces of scrap and get the makeshift bridge completed as quickly as possible. Watch out! Pieces of the old bridge are blocking the river. So you won't be able to dump the scrap materials in some places. Alright. So, let's start with this piece. This is a good piece to start. I like this piece. Alright. This looks like Mario's pipe, so let's turn this around. I want to put it over here. Looks good to me. And I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put this here. And this looks like a good set of bricks you'll find in Super Mario Brothers, so let's put this here. And we'll turn this around. Nope. Let's put this here. And that's a weird looking truck, but I think...
Okay, here we go. Yes, I got it.
Well, would you believe it? It's not ideal, but it should do for now. Let's leave the rest to the villagers. You don't want to be doing all the hard work, do you? Knockout gloves. All that did was make me even hungrier. Alright, fine. You've appealed to my badder nature. Go straight ahead, and it's the 3rd street on the right. I warn you though, you'll need about 3 hours minimum if you want a try of that tongue-addling taste. Whole 3 hours? Best not then. Last time we waited that long for food, Luke started hallucinating. Remember the giant walking steaks, Luke? You're a loss. But I suppose there's plenty more fish and chips in the sea. Okay, well that's good. I completed that. If you need my help again, just amble over and I'll see what I can do. I've got a degree in social competence. Maybe you could tell us where to find a more comparative policeman. Alright, Alright, I still don't have enough to do Prima's outfit. Good day, sirs. I'm afraid the situation is on high alert at the moment, and we can only address urgent matters. I'll have to assess the importance of your visit based on the number of puzzles you've solved so far. What's this then? It seems you fulfill our requirement. 25 or more puzzles solved. Please go on in. I should have close to 100. No, I have 36. Yeah, that's a lot. Alright, so we're gonna enter Scotland Yard. And we're gonna talk to... Mr. Broadshoulders here. Ah, Inspector Grosky. How fortuitous it is to find you here. Ah, Layton! Hoping to introduce someone to the strong arm of the law, are you? Actually, there's a matter that I'd like to discuss with you. I was wondering if you knew who was in charge of investigating the thefts at the museum. I think Bloom supervised those himself. Well, he'll be able to help us then. I presume Detective Bloom was also the one who returned the recovered artifacts to the museum? Naturally. He's a real archaeology buff, so he took a personal interest in the case. He was really chuffed to get the things back. He knew what they were right away. Didn't even need to get any tests done. So he likes archaeology as well as solving crimes? Sounds like you, Professor. Pardon me, Inspector. I have one last question. Ask away. Who else had access to the artifacts between the time they were found and the time they were returned to the museum? Ha! You think Bloom would trust these clumsy oafs with such fragile objects? Nobody else got near them. Now, Layton, spit it out. Do you know something about the museum thefts? I do, Inspector, and I have to thank you. You just helped us identify the perpetrator. What? What? Really, Professor? Think about it, Luke. Remember all we have learnt today. Inspector Grosky, would you please accompany us to Detective Bloom's office? Of course, Layton. Well, I'm afraid you lost me, but I suppose you and Bloom will clear it all up. Alright, we're going to go to Bloom's office. You're not getting out of your desk. You're not leaving your desk. Professor Layton, hello again. How may I help? Detective Bloom, are you familiar with an organization named Target? I know of it. Go on, please. I have reason to believe that Target are the ones responsible for the recent thefts at the museum. Oh, very impressive, Layton. If you have deduced that much, I suppose there is no reason to be coy. As a matter of fact, I also suspect Target in this case. But as yet, I've had no success in finding where their agent fled to. They're slippery a lot. So you have not considered looking for the criminal inside Scotland Yard? What? One of our own? That's absurd, Professor. Sorry, I expected a lead, not ludicrous conjecture. If you'll excuse me, I must return to work.
This is no mere conjecture, Detective. I am confident that I've positively identified the criminal in question.
Well, in that case, I'm all ears. Please elaborate.
The thief stole the artifacts and replaced them with fakes. He manipulated police information and disrupted the investigation. It must therefore have been someone in a position of power within the police who has been working undercover for Targent for some time. And that person is you.
What's this, Layton? Have you lost your mind? Inspector, I assure you, I wouldn't make such an accusation without solid proof. This should be interesting. Please go on, Professor. Very well. Detective Bloom, I understand that you were in charge of the museum theft case. That is correct. To increase museum security, you restricted information concerning guard shift patterns to just a few police officers. One of whom was yourself, of course. Yes, obviously. I was the one who gave out all the guard instructions. Evidently, my measures were not enough, and the thief was able to steal more items. Poor judgment on my part, I'll admit. Yes, there were, in fact, several thefts in all. Yet you managed to recover every single one of the stolen artifacts. That is quite remarkable, I must say. Naturally, I was shamed by my failure to protect the items. After that, I poured every available resource into finding them. I see. And may I ask what you did with the artifacts after they were found? before you returned them to the museum? I kept them here where they would be safe. What of it? In that case, I can only come to one conclusion, that you are the thief. Nobody else would have been able to replace the real artifacts with fake ones. And that is your proof that I am the criminal? Phew. I was worried there for a moment. That reasoning will never hold up to any kind of examination. Just because I was the one in charge of guarding those objects doesn't mean that they were in my sight the whole time. In fact, there would have been plenty of opportunities for other officers to make the switch. Thank you, Detective Bloom. I'm sorry? What you just said confirms everything. Tell me, how did you know that the artifacts had been replaced with fakes? But isn't that what you just... The fact that some of the recovered items were fakes was only established an hour ago by myself and a few others. Emmy, Luke, you can bear witness. What did the constable in the museum tell us about the stolen artifacts? He just said that the detectives on the case got all the objects back, and how great the officers at Scotland Yard are. Yeah, he certainly didn't say anything about them being fake. Exactly. We were the only people to know about the fake artifacts. So please explain. When did you find out about it, Detective Bloom? What are you talking about, Layton? You said it yourself just now. You accused me on the basis that only I had the chance to replace the artifact with fake ones. Yes, you're quite right. However, it is your reaction to that which is puzzling. You were the detective in charge of this case. This was a crucial piece of new information. Shouldn't you have been surprised, horrified even, to hear that the precious articles you had recovered were fake? But you were not surprised, because you knew perfectly well that the artifacts were fake, because you orchestrated the swap in the first place. Do you deny it? It seems I underestimated you, Layton. Then you admit it? You're a target mole? I think I'd better say no more. I see. Leonard Bloom, I'm arresting you on suspicion of theft, forgery, and corruption. Phew. That's one fewer target agent out there. You did it, Professor! A corrupt police officer must have been claiming to recover the stolen artifacts while actually replacing them with fakes and making away with the real ones. The only officer in a position to pull off such a crime was D.I. Leonard Bloom himself. Detective Bloom executed his operation flawlessly, but a tiny lapse in concentration allowed me to prove his guilt. Bloom? That upstart? He was our mole? Yes, Chief. He all but admitted it. I knew there was something off about him. Well, good work, Grosky. I'll take it from here. You are still suspicious, though. Yes, Chief. Thank you, Chief. I suppose that man is Inspector Grosky's superior. Wow. I've never seen Grosky stand to attention like that. I'm glad to see the Scotland Yard is not wholly corrupt. Yes, as long as their like are here, the safety of London is assured. Well then, case closed, gentlemen. One case closed, perhaps. Emmy, do you recall what the main goal of our current investigation is? Oh, right. We were about to set off around the world looking for the 5 Azran eggs, weren't we? Haha, yes. And we haven't even started that part yet. Quite. Let's not dilly-dally any longer. It is time to follow the trail the Azran have left for us. Right. Back to the aerodrome then. Bloom is out. His cover's been blown. Is this Layton's work? Yes. Shall I deal with him, sir? No. No. Do not interfere. Now they have Bloom. They'll think they've won. They will let their guard down. Nothing will stand in the way of our plans. In any case, I still need them. There is still so much they can do for us. Yes, sir. Then I will assign the assassins to other tasks for now. I still can't believe we're going around the world. It's so exciting. It will be a very lengthy and tiring journey, not to mention dangerous. I do wonder if it's advisable to take you with us. Don't even think about it, Professor. I'm going with you, whether you like it or not. Is that the way it is? Haha. Very well then. The Bostonius awaits. Wait, Herschel. Is that... Herschel, I'm so glad we caught you. Ma, Pa, what are you doing here? Oh, we heard that you were setting off on a grand trip around the world, and you never breathed a word of it. Yes, we rushed over here right away. We were lucky with the buses, thank goodness. Honestly, though, you could have given us a ring before you left. Come on, Ma. You know I travel for work from time to time. You wait till you have children, Herschel Layton. You never stop worrying about them. Not even when they're all grown up. I know you, a quiet, respectable academic with a tendency to do wild and extraordinary things when the fancy takes it. Just like someone else I know, when she was younger. Didn't you once set off on a trip to John O'Groats with nothing but a fishing rod and a penknife, Ma? That was 40 years ago, Herschel. It was a different world. Now, I've brought you some of my cherry fruit cake for your trip. Thank you, Ma. That's very thoughtful of you. Well then, I should get going. Thank you for coming all the way out here to see me off. It was nothing, son. Anyway, enjoy your trip. And do give your old parents some news while you're away. Yes, send us a postcard now and then. I promise. And I'll come by to see you when I get back. Alright, I guess parents. Alright. So let's go here. Ah, Professor, have you said your goodbyes? Yes, but I'm somewhat puzzled. How on earth did they find out about this journey? Well, there's no great mystery there. It was I who contacted your parents. I'm sorry that I did it behind your back. Do you mean to say that you know my parents? Indeed, I owe a great debt to them, from a time long before I became an archaeologist. As such, I have followed your career with some interest. That is why I knew to write to you when I needed a reliable partner. Ah. I see. Well, thank you. Now, thank you, Professor. I hope you don't feel as though I'm dragging you all into this without any say. Not at all. We have come this far, and we intend to see it through to the end. I'm glad to hear it. There is something I would like to show you. Here, look at this illustration. Is that an Azran egg? It is. This is how they depict it in Donald Rutledge's Ancient Histories. Rutledge supposed the egg to be decorative, pretty ornaments. He never believed them to have any special power or meaning. I see. Then the Azran hid their true purpose well. A wise move. Though enshrined in the most hidden places, the Azran knew that the eggs would one day be found. And they were. Or at least, one was. Which means the others may also have been uncovered and passed from hand to hand. Exactly. Which means locating them now won't be a simple endeavor. I hardly expect to stumble across them by chance. I understand, Professor, but that is rather par for the course in our field. Wouldn't you say? Yes. Archaeology is not for the impatient. Well then, let's get going. Very well, sir. Now, if you would all be seated, we'll be taking off shortly. Ah, boy. I will save. All right. The Bostonius is really something. It's like a home away from home, and a flying one at that. She should serve us well in the long journey to come. Now, let's enter the locations indicated in the Azran dome into the system. Ah, are you going to teach us how to fly? As much as I'd like you to hold the reins, Luke, I merely wanted to introduce you to the state-of-the-art navigation system. Now listen carefully. First, I'd like you to examine that monitor up there, above the flight controls. Choose a destination on the screen, and Raymond will set the course. If you ever find yourself some distance away, please don't hesitate to call him via the airship icon on the touchscreen. I am confident you will find Raymond quite dependable. He has been an invaluable aid to me over the years. So we just need to touch a destination to set off? How convenient. That's pretty much the same as how the London buses work. So you understand that. Excellent. No need for me to explain twice. New episode. Got it. Okay, well times. So let's take a look at this first. A brief conversation with Inspector Grosky allowed me to join the last few dots of the museum cases. The Targent operative who stole the Azran artifacts and replaced them with the replicas was none other than our very own Detective Blue. It transpires that the police themselves suspected that a Targent agent was among their number. How reassuring it is to think of all the fine public servants working tirelessly to keep London safe. Satisfied that we haven't ended the connection between Targent and Scotland Yard, we are now able to focus on our main goal, finding the Azran eggs. My parents paid a surprise visit to see me off, and Ma gave me a parcel containing both a cherry fruitcake and strict instructions to share it. Professor Sycamore tells me that it was he who told them of our journey, and that he knows them from long ago. I had no idea they were even acquainted. Professor Sycamore is confident that he has managed to identify the locations of the 5 Azran eggs based on what we learned in COD. He warns that our search may yet prove difficult though. The eggs could be sealed away or already in somebody's possession. Still, if we're to put an end to Tarzan's schemes, we have no choice but to persevere. Now then, it is time to decide our first destination. Okay. Good. Now episodes. Oh. But why? Why would the woman want a divorce now, right after I blew that last case wide open? Cause for celebration, Shirley. I thought she would be proud. Maybe I should forget about Target. Focus on my home life. My darling Clamp has a wife? Who are you? Me? I am the president and sole... I am a loyal supporter of your cause. Listen, Inspector, I have witnessed your bravery and dedication over the years. You are an outstanding officer. I'm sorry your wife doesn't see that, but you can't really mean to stop now. What do you mean? The Clamp Grosky I know would never just stand back and let evil villains roam free. He would wrestle them down to the ground. But the hairs on my chest! By the hairs on my chest, you're right! This is no time to be moping. I have a vile criminal organization to deal with. I'll make light work of those Target filth. Right, it's settled. Clamp Grosky is off on a world tour for the yard! Yes, I do. It did go off. I heard it off this TV. It probably didn't show up on the screen itself, but I did hear the sound. Okay, but I heard the sound. So this is goodbye. No, it can't end like this. In fact, I outright refuse to let that happen. So what if my love is unrequited? I will go on as before, mere steps behind, protecting him wherever he goes. Perhaps someday, the budding flower of love will spring forth from his burly chest. I've always said I would follow you to the ends of the earth. Clamp. Now it's time for me to prove my unyielding devotion. The fire of justice and passion burns in my heart too. Let's do this together, Clamp. For the yard. Chief Inspector Carmichael. We've apprehended the group of thugs that were lying low near the river, sir. Good work. Bring them in for questioning. They're part of something much bigger. I'd stake my life on it. Press them for everything they've got. Yes, sir. And, if I may add, we're delighted to have you on this case, sir. I don't know what we'd do without you. Well, I'm just doing my duty, Constable. My duty to flush out crime from everyone, this city's dark corners. I'll tell you who we couldn't do without. D.I. Blue. Now, there's what I call a talented detective, sir. Ah, yes. Alright. You're dismissed. Yes, sir. I'll get back to my post. Everyone's talking about that upstart balloon, but there's something not right with him. His record's too clean, too flawless. Perhaps it's time to get him involved in the Targent case. See if he's hiding something. If it turns out to be as bent as I think he is, my position as top dog at Scotland Yard will be safe until retirement. Good evening, Chief Inspector. Aha! Good evening, Bloom. Are you looking for something, sir? It's unusual to see someone of your rank browsing the archives. I could say the very same thing to you. You've been down in the archives every day this week. Still, you've sometimes got to take a hands-on approach with these things, I suppose. Couldn't agree more. You know, some people simply dismiss me as a young upstart. I'm hoping my diligence will prove them wrong. Now, if you excuse me, sir. Why that insolent little... Still, this would be the ideal time to take advantage of his arrogance. Before long, all this will be resolved, Bloom. Target everything. Good news! DCI Carmichael, sir! I finally tickled a confession out of that Targent spy. No one can withstand my chest hair. Excellent work, Grosky. I knew you could pull it off. I do believe you'll be looking at a promotion in the not-too-distant future. And I'll be promoted to Detective Superintendent myself. That's excellent news, sir. This is only the beginning, though. We have to make sure Targents are eradicated for good. Leave it to me, Chief Inspector. Alright, that's done. World Times. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Rumors of a snowman that moves during the night are spreading through Frohenborg. One lady even claims to have seen it flamenco dancing. I think we solved that. A prehistoric visitor. There have been a number of recent sightings of a long-necked monster in Lake Cod that the locals have taken to calling Kodai. Really? First, Phoenix Wright has her Loch Ness Monster clone, and now Professor Layton has one? Great. I take it you like the new sounds, Eric. Professor, how are you finding the Bostonians? Is it a core to your taste? Very much so, Professor. Everything is splendid, from the elaborate yet cozy design of the interior to the first-rate pilot. I imagine that even the most luxurious airlines would struggle to offer this level of hospitality. Hardly deserving of such praise, Professor. Surely there must be at least one or two flaws you could pick out. I hate to disappoint, but with the excitement of the worldwide expedition, it's difficult to focus on any negative aspects. True, there's a great deal of excitement to be had, but it's not all smooth sailing, you know. We've had our fair share of troubles while traveling the skies. A few technical hitches, and a few scraps with disaster. A puzzle. Oh no, something's gone wrong with the Bostonius' engine. Seems the pipe that supplies it with fuel has shattered into little pieces. The emergency fuel supply will keep the airship afloat for a little while, but the broken pipe needs to be fixed before that supply runs out. Use the pieces of the pipe on the touchscreen to reconnect the engine to the fuel supply. Bear in mind that together, those pieces make up one long pipe. So you'll need to link up every last one of them. Alright. So let's see. I'm going to put this up here. I think this is okay to put here. I think this is good here. I think I need this here. I think I need this here. Put this here. And this here. That there. And that there. I'm not sure why this matters, but I feel good about it.
That should do it. I think I'm in the mood for another.
Piping hot. You fixed it, but surely it's only a matter of time before such a complicated pipe gets broken again. Belted bell bottoms. It was a day like any other. Raymond had the helm and the prevailing winds blew southeast, if I remember correctly. Then out of nowhere came a tremendous crash. The world shook, and we were thrown unconscious, if but for a moment. Goodness! When we came to, the ground was rapidly approaching. The engines audibly sputtered and coughed. Raymond took one look at me and then bolted to the engine room. It must have been a harrowing experience if Raymond was otherwise occupied. Who manned the controls? I did. I had very little choice in the matter. Having only piloted the ship once very briefly in perfect weather, it was daunting to say the least. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might burst from my chest. And yet, here you are, resolute as ever. You and Raymond trusted each other enough to avoid sheer disaster. Raymond and I go back a long way. Of course, this isn't the only time we suffered engine trouble. That's another story. Okay. Raymond and I have encountered all sorts of difficulties during our travels. Once, fool that I was, I tried a little experiment that quickly got out of hand. Oh? Now you have me curious. I had begun to find the Bostonius' cruising speed rather tiresome, you see, and thought I might add a bit of kick to her engine. Ah, you made some modifications. Yes, and as you might have guessed, those modifications didn't go down very well with the rest of the ship. Oh no, Professor Sycamore has been a bit too creative in the engine room. And it's all gone horribly wrong. The pipe that supplies the engine with fuel has shattered into little pieces. The emergency fuel supply will keep the airship afloat for now, but the broken fuel pipe needs to be fixed and soon. Use the pieces on the touchscreen to reconnect the engine and the fuel supply. Bear in mind that you have to link up every last piece, but you can't place any on the white square at the top left. Alright, so I'm gonna grab this one. I hope that's good. And I'm gonna grab this one. I hope that's right. I'm gonna grab this one. Oh no. Already, I've got something wrong. Let's put you back. Now, let's put you over here. Now, we're going to put you here. Perfect. And now, I think this is a good spot for that one. And I think you're good to go down here. And you're good to go here. You're good to go here. What are you? Aha! You're good to go here. I believe I can put you here. And you definitely here. You here. And you here. You should all be connected.
My intuition should serve me well. A satisfying puzzle indeed.
Crisis averted. Professor Sycamore should really wait until he's firmly on the ground before fiddling around with the airship's engine. Lightweight helmet. Nothing I need. I was entirely at fault for having gone against Raymond's wishes. I imagine you earned his enmity for such a reckless undertaking. Oh, he was bristling. He had to run to the engine room once again for emergency repairs. Not something he nor anyone else would wish to make a habit of. So you took the pilot seat again? You spotted the pattern. Thankfully by that time, I was used to flying in a pinch. You might say that recklessness led you to acquire the skills needed to pursue those charging airships back in Froenborg. Well, let's just say fortune and misfortune are two sides of the same coin. There is a lot of new places. Wow. Alright, well, we're just going to go to Froenborg. Ah, still warm scarf. Always nice to see a friendly face. How are you keeping? Not bad, thank you. You look well yourself, Donna. Well, they say the greatest wealth is health. Why don't you stop a moment and enjoy a nice puzzle? Keep that brain in shape. One of the jewels in my royal collection is so colossal and precious, I thought the only place for it would be upon my regal head. Alas, the blasted stone is both so ludicrously large and horrendously heavy that it has now rendered my crown totally unwearable. I'll gladly give this piece of royal headwear to anyone who can accurately ascertain how many jewels it contains. Are you able to solve the king's challenge? Oh. 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 2, 3, 5, plus 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 on top. I would make 18.
You know, I think this may be it. Puzzle solving is a most gentlemanly pursuit.
A really good answer. The crown contains 18 jewels. Very pretty but useless if the king can't wear it. Well, how did you like it? Good one, wasn't it? An excellent exercise for the mind, Tana. Thank you. After this pleasant break, I think we are ready to set off again. The wooden steps can be a bit slippery, so watch your step on the way out. Okay. Are you telling me that there's another one here? Oh, Professor Silvercore, it's you. Yes, it's Sycamore. Are you here on business, Professor? Heading off back into that cave? No, that cave holds no further interest for me. Is that right? Well, I tell ye, there's been some strange folk lurking around that cave. Have me fair unsettled, they do. Do you think Tarjan are still investigating the cave or something? If they are, I doubt they'll have much success. When we broke that wall, we exposed the entire cave to the frozen atmosphere behind it. 1,000,000-year-old frozen air. It's like opening the door of the world's coldest freezer. Quite. That air would have been at least negative 200 degrees Celsius or colder. So that cave will have cooled quite a bit, and it was hardly warm to begin with. Tarjan may be determined, but even they aren't going to risk freezing to death in there. Ah, Harold, don't let all this talk about Tarjan worry you. Rowanborg itself isn't in any danger from these people. Do you really think so? Oh, good. That set my mind at ease, Professor. I just didn't know what to make of all these visitors. We're here to protect you anyway. Harold, you can count on us. Yeah, I know. You're telling me that there's another... which I'm trying to find. Believe me. But it's not been easy. You think you found it, but it is not the spot that it was. Now what if it's on top of the tree that I missed? Nope. An icicle. Nope. Wasn't even in the icicle. I think the rats freaking lost it. I'm not finding it at all. Why do I get punished like this? The rat does not know what he's doing. The rat... What is that critter? Oh, it's a squirrel. The squirrel does not know where things are. I've looked everywhere. I've even looked on the snowman's buttons. The buttons don't tell me nothing. 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 The squirrel. Hey, if anybody wants to look this up and help me find it, you're more than welcome to. A hint coin. I thought I did too, but the squirrel said that there's a hint coin. Squirrel says there's a hint coin. But I am not finding no hint coin. It's called Slippery Street if you're looking for it. And Frohenborg. I found it. Now, talk to him again. The squirrel does not come up. So, now, I'm going to walk up. Wow! That is such an adorable outfit! It's not exactly in this season, but I guess that's what you're going for, right? Are you asking me? Yes, of course you. You know, sometimes I go off trend too. Like, right now, it's all about strawberry red. But I just can't pull that off. So instead, I carry the strawberry puzzle. All right. Thank you, Eric. Time for dessert. You have a huge mound of strawberries to share between 4 children, A to D. You think it would be easy, but each of these picky children is very specific about the number of strawberries they'd like. A. I want 1 fewer than B. B. I want 3 times what C gets. C. I want 5 fewer than A. D. I want half as many as A. Well, let's fill up B's plate. And we'll go by that. So, A wants 1 fewer than B, so let's fill up A's plate. And C wants 5 fewer than A, so 3. And D wants half as many as A. What? Yeah.
Here is my answer. I enjoyed that.
Juicy. The most strawberries any child can get is 9. And it's pretty obvious from B's statement that she's a huge fan of strawberries. If B gets 9 strawberries, A gets 8, C gets 3, and D gets 4. Comfy tracksuit bottoms. I'm still not getting any closer to Prima's outfit. Strawberries must be very tasty. Let me tell you something, Aurora. Strawberries have lost their flavors over the year because of selective breeding. Because they wanted them bigger and juicier, which have caused them to lose their flavors over the years. Because wild strawberries are not as big as the ones you buy in the stores. No, even those are selective bred. Right. But listen to me. I've already watched all the history on that. Everything that you buy now is selectively bred. And they're not the same as the original. They don't even taste the same as the original one. Now, I am glad for the fact is that bananas have been selectively bred, because you would not want to eat the bananas, the wild bananas, that they originally originated from. And yes, they had seeds into them too. And they still have them in the ones in the stores, but they're edible. I don't like the fact that watermelon has been selectively bred to have seedless ones. I like the seeded ones because they were juicy, flavorful, and they had natural sugar in it. Oh no, they had giant freaking seeds and the rind was about this thick. Yeah, so if you want to know where your fruits and vegetables originated, because everything's been selectively bred now, so they are meant for human consumptions, look that up. It's quite interesting where our foods have come from. They're delicious. I can't wait for the holidays. That's when they get to go down into the orchards and have a fruit feast. Strawberries and cream. That's Masha over there, isn't it? I hope she's not spreading strange rumors again. And did you see the World Times? Proof right there. Someone actually caught the horrid thing on camera. I know. Out there at night dancing all alone, I heard. Be heartbreaking if it weren't so scary. Good night, Eric. I heard it only wakes up at night. For all you know, it could even be that one right behind you. What? Oh, don't say things like that. I'll definitely be staying in tonight and locking my doors too. A dancing snowman? It's the first I've heard of it. The snowman you built may have started to gain a following, Professor. According to the World Times, it was doing some flamenco dancing upside down. That's one talented snowman. That snowman's only skill is to hide the operating mechanism for the ice wall. It certainly cannot dance. And frankly, anyone who would believe such a thing is a superstitious dullard. No doubt a snowstorm obscured the true steam. Well, look who's back. Oh, did you know we've added another mascot to our growing family of snowmen? Say hello to the adorable Grotty. You've got quite the selection now. Did something happen to boost your sales? Oh, it's all about advertising. Ever since the insoluble snowman featured in the World Times, business has been booming. I fear you won't be able to maintain your sales figures with no more than rumors to entice customers. He has a point. If no one gets to witness this insoluble snowman for themselves, sooner or later they'll get suspicious. Well, I suppose you're right. If it comes to that, I'll have to put on a suit and dance the flamenco myself. Will you be able to pull something like that off? As it happens, I've been learning. Sometimes I even do the odd cartwheel in the snow when nobody's looking. You don't suppose there's a chance that the photo in the World Times is actually just Masha, do you? It's feasible. Very feasible. Yes. What was that? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I know a gossip when I see one. Come on, spit it out. We were simply debating whether we should buy one of your delightful mascots. Huh? No, I think I'm stable. I got 6,180 right now. Dropped. Yeah, then part of that was YouTube, because I only lost 6,000 frames. So part of that is YouTube's end. Yeah. Yes, that's right. I just couldn't decide between Carrots, Grotty, or Binky. They're all very well made. Oh, why didn't you say so? I recommend Grotty. Look at his tiny little eyes. He looks rather like your friend there. Only... Soon we'll have enough revenue to make a mini intolerable snowman. I was thinking of calling her Salty, after you know who. Good. We solved that little mess. Alright. So we're going back to the airship. Are you telling me that there's another one here? Jesus! That's the blue. Stupid squirrel sends me on a wild goose chase for a coin. Is it in here? Alright. I'm gonna go this way. Go back. See if the squirrel yells at me. It's not yelling at me. Good. Flying to Cod. Chirp, chirp. Oh dear. Hazel, is something the matter? I'll help you if I can. Chirp, 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 chirp. These three squirrels are on their way home, picking up acorns along the way. The forest is dotted with clearings that contain piles of acorns, and every time a squirrel passes through one, it takes all the acorns it finds. The number on each clearing indicates how many acorns it contains. The three squirrels set off one after the other, starting from the top, and by the time they each got home, they all have the same number of acorns. Which route does each squirrel take? Touch the numbered clearings one after another, from left to right, to indicate a squirrel's route home. Plot the squirrels' routes individually, starting with the top one. Once a squirrel's route has been plotted, you can touch its house anytime to check how many acorns it will collect. This will come in handy for solving the puzzle. Alright. Okay.
If I just do this. Luke Triton at your service.
Nutty. By taking these routes home, the squirrels each collect 22 acorns on the way. You've got enough acorns there to last the winter, haven't you? What's the problem? Chirp, chirp, chirp. You need hazelnuts too? You have a healthy appetite, don't you? Chirp, chirp. Who, me? Well, maybe. But at least I don't stuff food in my cheeks and save it for later. Alright, so going back over here. Oh, what a coincidence. Stop and chat for a moment, would you? Hello, sir. We'd be glad to. Great time you coming by. You can give me a hand with this puzzle that's been busting my noggin. One of your rookie train drivers got confused about where to leave his train's rail cars at the end of his shift. So he just dumped them at the far side of the depot and went home. You'll have to pick up the slack and put them where they need to be, alongside the train on the top track, and with the rail cars in the exact same order, of course. Take control of the train engine and sort out this mess. Simply drag the train engine with the stylus to move it. To move the rail cars, though, you'll first have to couple them to the engine. 1. The engine couples automatically to any rail car it touches. You can use the engine to pull or push coupled rail cars. 2. Simply touch a rail car to uncouple it. Uncoupled rail cars are darker than coupled rail cars. Touch the lever at the bottom right of the touchscreen to switch the orange junctions. Switching the junctions allows you to travel in different directions or on different parts of the track. Alright. Okay. How do I do it? Okay. Okay. Okay, I did this completely wrong.
Let's shed some light on this one. Excellent, if I do say so myself.
Choo-choo. Driving trains is just as much fun as it looks. I see it now. Simple, really. It must be quite a complicated job to be a railway controller, mustn't it? Working out the carriage order and signals and all that. Hey, you understand. The people around here have boats on the brain. Boats are just too unpredictable for me. I like my engines to run just like clockwork. I'm not floating about. Alright, so down to the right. Talking to carpet. freshly caught. Just a week. They're a real treat. Oh, hello. A nice catfish for you? Or is it a puzzle you're after? What? A puzzle? I was hoping you'd have some nice fish cakes or something. Fish cakes is Tuesday, laddie. But now I've reeled you in. How about giving me a hand? A boat builder has 6 orders for rowing boats, and each of them requires 10 logs to build. He goes to see the lumber merchant and finds they have just the right amount of wood. However, he must buy 4 adjacent pallets at a time, and the pallets don't have a set number of logs. To make life even harder, the salesman has no idea how many logs one of the pallet has, only that it doesn't have more than 5. Help the builder by dividing the timber into 6 4-pallet loads, each having 10 logs. Alright. I wish they wouldn't. Oh, I get it.
Let's see. That one's in the trunk.
Wonderful. It turns out that the boats are going to be used in a floating market. The stall's owners will be able to open shops now thanks to you. Okay. Aha. Much obliged. Not a bad puzzle, was it? But why would a fisherman worry about such a problem? Surely you don't also make boats? What can I say? Supply and demand is key to any business. You're the last from before. You look wild. How can you tell? You look lively. Bring in your stuff that wasn't there before. What? We appreciate your observation. Oh, excuse me, sir. But we've read in the World Times about the monster that lives here. Kodai. Have you seen it? Well, you should ask. I was the one who named it. I'd prefer not to talk about it in the open. Come on. Why are their lures just hanging here? Who knows? They do make surprisingly good decorations, though. I would guess fishermen require different lures at different times. A useless submarine. Nice name. These look like fishing spears to me. Different types for different fish. To be perfectly honest, I could think of more fishing means. I've never seen spears this big. Fishermen must be really strong. I'm actually eating that fish. That turned out to be a hint coin in it. There's soup simmering in the saucepan. It smells fantastic. I know that smell. It's fish soup. One of my favorites. I've no doubt that the local cuisine could rival the finest London eatery. Search for 4 hint coins, you say? That's 3. There's 4. Not much, but it's home. Make yourselves comfortable. Thank you. So about Kodai. About that. The article says they were undecided on the official name. Critics like my name, but I'm tired of it. The new one is Coddles. Nice! So has Coddles always lived in the lake? Or did it only surface after the ruins were discovered? How do I put it? Coddles doesn't live here anymore. Oh? Did it leave? I ate it. You... what? You ate the monster? But how could you just eat it? It could have been the last of its kind. Now hold your horses. It wasn't really anything special. Just a giant eel. An eel? They're like long, thin fish. I can sort of see why you might think they look like monsters. Especially this one. It was huge. Longer than my boat from bow to stern. It must have been quite frightening. Sheer chance my photo made it look 10 times bigger. Never thought the media would go crazy over it. Had a ripping meal with the lads, though. And the fact of the matter is that no monster existed here at all. And here I was hoping I'd have the chance to talk to it. Oh well. Sorry to disappoint. I'll treat you to a meal next time I catch one. All right. That's all she wrote. Okay. Back on the Bostonius. And now you want me to go to London now? going to London. We'll go to Scotland Yard. Guess what? While we were investigating the museum, a band of thieves came looking to steal some precious jewels. Wow, sounds like they planned that one really well. Yep, amazing timing. We caught them red-handed. You want to hear the story? It's like this. Here, lads, you listen to this. Some would-be thieves have chosen tonight to break in and steal the jewels. Proper lemons, eh? You know what? I reckon I can catch them all with just a single coil of rope. And I won't let them put their grubby paws on any of the jewels neither. Using every post in the exhibition room, trap all the thieves within a single loop of rope. Just make sure that all the jewels are on the outside. Note that some of the rope loop is already marked. Use a stylus to draw lines between posts and connect them. Connect all the posts in an unbroken loop to solve the puzzles. Just make sure the thieves are inside the loop and the jewels are outside. Loops that don't use every post will turn red. If this happens, try removing part of the rope and connecting it to another post instead. Bear in mind that you can only use each post once. Okay. Let's do this.
Right, I'm all set. I'm in top form today.
A glittering success. That's all the thieves tied up tight. Ah, what beautiful work we did with the ropes. Brings a tear to my eye. And that's how we stop the rascals. That's pretty amazing luck to have prospective thieves just pop in while you're investigating something else. Ran straight into our arms, they did. Ah, I shall have fond memories of that night. Enter Bloom's office. Ah, and you would be Professor Layton, correct? Grosky's told me all about you. Shame you went to academia, he says. Oh, police work is not for me, I assure you. Grosky seems to think you have a great affinity for the job. He said I should show you this puzzle. You're taking some instant film silhouettes for our concert program and accidentally kicked one of the test shots into your pile of final shots. Oops. Luckily the performers are still in place from the final shot, so you should be able to work out which photo is the test. Touch the light bulb to change the lighting conditions and compare the silhouettes to your photos. Note that all the photos were taken with the light shining directly towards you. So which one's the test shot? So remember, the closer they are to the light, the bigger they'll look. Alright, well, let me change the light a little bit. So that one is actually A. So that's not the test shot. So let's look at that light. That's B. Okay. This one has to be D. So if A, B, and C are the actual shots, then this would mean that this is the test shot.
This was quite the conundrum. And there we have it.
That's right. Photograph C is the test shot. Photograph D was taken using the light on the left, photograph A was taken using the light in the middle, and photograph B was taken using the light on the right. Phew. Your professional reputation can remain intact. Good one, isn't it? Just hope these photos aren't crucial evidence in some case. Oh dear. With Inspector Grosky, you never know. Maybe you should give them back to him next time you see him. Alright. So. I'll go back to the aerodrome. I'm actually going to end it here. We're going to start at the new location. So I backtracked to get all those puzzles and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and save it here. Let's take a look at my new collection. Oh. Good. So I'm going to save it. Alright. I will be right back. I'm going to put this on the ending screen. Alright, I'm back. Alright. Let's get rid of emulator. And we're going to find a raid target. Let me check YouTube and see if Guy is still streaming. Yes, she is. All right. Come on, Nightbot. Wake up. Okay, there's Dai's link. Let me check to see who's live on Twitch. Go ahead and refresh. Azalea has a birthday. So let's go ahead and raid her on Twitch. Alright. Hoping that they redirect on. No, I'm not going to. I'm not. I don't own the channel, so. My viewers are on Twitch. Your viewers are on YouTube. Then you need to start doing it on Twitch then. It's only fair. I don't want to go through all those steps. I refuse. You don't have to yell. All right. Alright. Alright, are you done? This is also the reason why I'm not doing it. Alright. We're gonna raid Dai on YouTube, give her a like and a subscribe. We're gonna be raiding Azalea on Twitch. Give her a follow. And we are out.